Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I'm going to share with you the week of July 11th through 17th in my happy planner for my memory planning. If you are not into memory planning, you're only into planning, that's fine, stick around. I don't do the memory planning until the very end, so you can see how I plan for the week first before I add the photos and the tiny bit of embellishing that I do for this album. This is the Gold Dot Happy Planner. It's the 2015-2016 edition. I'm sure you really probably can't even find it anymore because it's almost over, which is very exciting. I'm looking forward to using a new edition for memory keeping, not because I don't like this one, but change is always fun. I am using some Scraptastic Club stickers and stamps this week because they're fun, they're cheerful, they're bright, they're super summery, and this is a week in July. If that's not summer, I don't know what is. So as you can see, the first thing that I did was I did add a decorative sticker on Tuesday, which is weird because, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't decorate first, I decorate last. But I also knew this was a summer week, so there weren't that many things going on. There'd be plenty of room, and I really wanted that sticker to be sort of the focal point for the week, like it would be the thing that branches out, everything branches out from. So I'm going to just add little events here and there because, like I already said, this is a summer week with not a whole lot going on. We had a lot of really busy weeks this summer, but this was not one of them. This was a home week where we were kind of just doing some random fun things around our area. Now, as you can see, I used that full box on Monday and then added that super adorable little bathing suit to notate beach day. It's just so stinking cute. And then now I'm going to do a little bit of meal planning down at the bottom. Now, I haven't done that before in my memory planner, but I thought for this particular week it might be really fun to add the things we were having for dinner. Because as I've mentioned to you before, one of my very favorite things about this project is that this is going to help me long term to remember the different things that we're doing on a daily basis. The really like nitty gritty details, like, oh, we had practice this day, we had a game this day. And those are types of things that I was not doing in my pocket page scrapbooking. I wasn't getting the real tiny details. So that's what's cool about this one. Now, so I will do the memory planning for the dinners down at the bottom. And then as you can see on Wednesday, I did a little bit of layering of stickers for a phone call that I had. So I added a little notebook sticker. Then I piled on top of it a little work rectangle sticker and then a phone. And it is just so stinking cute. I absolutely love it. Now for dinner on Wednesday, it's tacos, which I mean, who doesn't love tacos? Okay, I know, somebody out there doesn't love tacos, but I stamped two little adorable tacos and I'm going to color them in with my colored pencils. And you can use any colored pencils. It doesn't matter the quality. It doesn't matter the price. They're all going to do about the same work in your planner. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I must go out and spend $25 on colored pencils. Nope, use the Crayola ones that you have laying around the house or that you can get on your next trip to Target for $3. Don't go crazy. I am going to use an adorable little French fry sticker from Sweet Stamp Shop's Sticky Sweet stickers. These are like the cutest things ever, and I just love them. I'm going to use a Copic marker to color them in. Again, you don't have to use Copic markers. You can use colored pencils, you can use Crayola markers, you could use crayons, you could use felt tip pens. The options are limitless, okay? So don't feel like, oh my gosh, Jenny used Copics, I have to. Nope, I just did because I happen to have a few of them. Now that was a notation for National French Fry Day, and it's a totally random thing. Obviously I don't have to put that in my memory planner, but I really wanted to. I thought it was a cute little addition to the page, and I had the perfect sticker for it, so it seemed like something I absolutely should do. Now I'm moving on to the second half of the week, and I'm going to go a little bit crazy up here. I'm going to use a whole bunch of these really adorable hexagons from the July Plan On It kit from Scraptastic Club. And I'm just going to kind of layer them all together. I'm going to use the cute watermelon. I'm going to just put them all together to notate a lunch date that we had on Thursday. And I know you're thinking, okay, that's a little much. It totally is. But as I mentioned before, I don't have a whole lot going on this week. It's pretty low key. So I can kind of splurge a little bit add some things that I wouldn't normally do because some of our weeks are so busy I can't go crazy with the decorating. So that's what's really fun about this, is that I'm able to change it up based on what we have going on. And I don't have to stick to the same model over and over and over again. Now on Thursday afternoon, I do one of my favorite things, which is just a couple of little bullet points to notate different events. So just a couple of star stickers that are pretty small, and I can notate 2 appointments that we had. Now on Sunday, that is pretty much my favorite, using that little quarter box that's super cute colored and then using a decorative sticker on top in the center. I am crazy about it. I just think it looks so super cute. But what's awesome about it is that it's sorry about that. It's notating a specific event, and it looks adorable. That's just totally my jam when it comes to planning and memory planning. As you can see there, I just added a couple of those clear tape strips just for decoration, for no reason other than that. They were cute, they go with the color scheme, they're very fun and summery, and I knew that I wanted to punch a little circle photo to go right there with those 2 tape strips as well. So I'm creating a little cluster of embellishments to go with my photo. Now this is a photo that I printed on my Canon selfie printer. I used the Pick Frame app on my iPhone, and I scaled my photos. This was 4 photos on one 4x6, so that kind of makes them 2x3-ish. They're a little bit smaller, but mostly. I'm going to use this circle punch to punch out the part of the sticker that is really important, or not the sticker, the photo that's really important, the part that I want to include in my memory planner. I have a lot of different sizes of circle punches, and that's left over from my scrapbooking. But what's awesome is that I'm able to use them in my planner all the time as well. And so I'm really able to make things the way that I exactly need them because I have these circle punches. And the great thing about punches is that you can use them in a variety of ways, and that they can be bought fairly inexpensively at big box craft stores. Now I'm going to move on to the page protectors. I have my photos all already printed, and as I said, I used my Canon selfie to print the photos, and I used the Pick Frame app on my iPhone to get them in different smaller configurations so that I can print them onto 4x6 photos. Now I am including a few different printed photos, and then I'm also including different cards and embellishments that came from the Scraptastic Club This Life Noted kit. There's a lot of really super cute images and colors, and I like to include those in my memory planner as well. Sometimes it can be hard to find the perfect thing. Sometimes you might have a couple of different things that would really work, and you have to look at not only, okay, what do I want right there, but what's going to coordinate best with the rest of the layout. Also, is there something that this might be better used for? Like, oh, next week I know we did X, Y, and Z, this card would be better there. So you have to be kind of mindful, but I try not to get too wrapped up in it because most of them are going to work for a lot of different things. Now in this particular photo, I wanted the photo to shine. It's a great picture. I love it. It's really pretty. And so I just used a little simple label sticker at the top just to notate the location of the photo, and then that's kind of it. Now I'm going through all these really awesome little die cuts. They're all sort of food related, and they're hand painted. Not each die cut, but the illustrations are original, and they're just really cute. There's a lot of really fun things in that package. I didn't find something huge I wanted to use, but I did find the cute little heart die cuts, and they're so cute. I'm so excited. I didn't even really necessarily plan for that. The one sort of got stuck to that photo, but it's such a great idea, and I think that the little heart in the triangle formation is really super cute. Now that photo is from a Snapchat photo that my son posted, which is why it has that fun little filter on it. And so I just screenshotted it and I printed it. And that's honestly one of the most awesome things about following my kids on social media, aside from being able to check what they're doing on social media, of course. But is that I get to steal their photos and then I get to incorporate them in my projects, and that is wonderful. It's totally one of those things that I am going to love forever and ever, being able to have their perspective in my albums. Now I'm just going to use a couple of those cute little die cuts. These are some of my very favorites ever, to be perfectly honest with you. And I'm going to layer them right on top of that photo, and then leaving a tiny bit of room for journaling as well. Now I'm going to slide this one in, and then I have one more photo that I want to work with. It is one that I trimmed down. It's like a 3x4. I cut it down a little bit smaller, but yet I wanted to mount it on top of a 4x6 card. Obviously I could have chosen something different. I probably could have gone with two 3x4s down there, but I really wanted to just go with one big 4x6 card where I could just adhere my photo right onto it and then add a couple of label stickers just for a few words of journaling. I find that while I would love to write sentences and sentences about things, it's not really particularly realistic for the way that I'm memory keeping. So if I add a few different words, I'm pretty confident that's going to help me remember in the future, and it's certainly better than not journaling at all. So if journaling makes you kind of nervous, you're not really sure, how about just adding a sentence? Just, hey, my cat's super naughty, look what he did today. I mean, maybe you would say something slightly different, but you don't have to go crazy. You can just notate that, okay, he's a kitten and he's naughty. And that's really it. And hopefully then that will make you a little less nervous. Now I'm adding this little photo of myself that I printed small and then I trimmed it even smaller and adhered it to the page. It's a Snapchat filter, and the Snapchat filters are strong right now in this particular week. And then I'm going to add another beach photo that I think is just so beautiful. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the corner of that sticker, and then I'm going to just push it right back down on top of the photo after I get it adhered. Because that top little corner isn't important to the story. It's not a big deal that I cover that corner of the photo. And then I still have this really cute picture, and it fits perfectly with that cluster of stickers, since that's what the cluster of stickers is about. Now I'm going to use my craft mat and then the ruler to draw some journaling lines. And with these journaling lines, I can give a few sentences about things that are going on in this week. And to be perfectly honest with you, I love the way that this looks. It's a common thing that I do in my scrapbooking, and I really am enjoying it in my memory planning as well. I find that I'm able to briefly tell some stories and capture those memories, but also keeping up with the planning aspect of it, which is sort of with the nitty-gritty details. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit more decoration now that I've done the journaling and I've made room. So I'm just going to use one of these sticker strips. It's super cute. It's got the scallops. Then I'm going to add a little circle. Look how it goes great with the photo that I already punched as a circle and then that whole strip. So now the layout is mostly complete, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put it back in my memory planner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the last little bit of embellishing by just using a few different washi tapes. Now, look at that. Isn't that great? I'm still really crushing on those little tiny heart die cuts. I think they look fabulous right there on top of my photo. So I'm going to pull out these die cuts again. I hope you can see just how adorable they are. I'm going to use that really super adorable popsicle and then the July one, and I'm going to layer them right on top of each other, just right there to my page. And it makes really great decoration, but as you can see, it's nothing crazy. And now to add the washi tape, and then I am totally finished with this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up. It lets me know that you like the video, and it also lets YouTube know the types of things that you like to see. And also, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer that for you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.